Well, welcome to a special, and I mean special edition of Down and Out with our very own Dr. David Chao. We are here at Radio Row at Super Bowl 57. What a treat, Doc, to see you in person. And of course, for the most part, you would have to think with let's talk about that. The extra 2 weeks for anybody who has any type of injury, a soft tissue injury, someone who's coming back from a shoulder injury, or even a high ankle sprain, the extra time has to benefit both teams.
No question it does. Of course, players get antsy. You know that, right? You're in anticipation. But the time definitely helps. If you're critical of the short rest Thursday games and how that hurts, you have to say that this helps.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the two biggest concerns for both teams. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes had the high ankle sprain, was able to play against the Cincinnati Bengals. You had a pretty good SIC score on him going into the game. I thought he really managed the injury pretty well, was able to get through the game, of course, have the extra 2 weeks to get rehab. Just your thoughts on what we'll see from Patrick Mahomes on Sunday.
I think he's going to be much healthier, but there's no way he's 100%. He's probably halfway there to 100%. So we've raised him from 84 to 91. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to run like crazy and be completely mobile, but he'll be much better than he was against the Bengals.
All right, let's talk about the other quarterback, Jalen Hurts. I watched the NFC Championship game very closely. They're able to really, once they knocked out Brock Purdy, I think they really took control of that game. And I thought Jalen Hurts did some good things, but I thought he was fairly conservative. I don't know if it was by design. He was trying to manage that shoulder. Just your overall thoughts on Jalen Hurts and where he's at with the shoulder injury.
I think Jalen Hurts is healthier than Patrick Mahomes. I'm not worried about his shoulder, SC joint. Maybe there's a little soreness, but that was game script, right? There was no need to push Jalen Hurts, but also defensive game plan with the mush rush and Fred Warner staying home. He didn't get a lot of runs, so his stats weren't great, but I really think he's healthy. But you have to go back to the first 11 plays of the game. 8 passes, 8 of the first 11 were passes, and he was effective. And I think that's the health of Jalen Hurts right there.
All right, the position group that is of biggest concern, certainly for Andy Reid, has to be that wide receiver group. You look at the injury report, number of players on that injury report. Just your thoughts on the overall health and the availability of the Chiefs at wide receiver.
Well, as we thought, Juju is going to be fine in play. He's been FP. Kadarius Toney has been LP, and he should be fine to play. Of course, Mecole Hardman is out, and they're getting Clyde Edwards-Helaire back in for backing up Pacheco. So they're actually headed in a direction that we expected, where they'd have at least 2 of their 3 wide receivers that were hurt.
Who's the healthier team going into Sunday's game?
It's pretty much of a toss-up. The Eagles are slightly healthier quarterback. Obviously, the Chiefs have a couple wide receiver lingering issues, but they're going to play. But it's the offensive line of the Eagles. Also, Avonte Maddox, maybe with the big toe matching up against Toney. But it's the offensive line. Landon Dickerson is going to play with that hyperextended elbow with a brace. But Lane Johnson is still the position to watch for the Super Bowl. Very concerning there. Heroic to play through that core muscle. You saw him almost anticipating snap counts, setting himself further in the backfield. He got knocked back a couple times, and it seemed like Nick Bosa was on a lane control pass rush, not a full all-out pass rush. And so maybe the Chiefs see that and try Chris Jones over there with his bull rush. But, there's a counter to every move. I mean, maybe the Eagles didn't run up the middle where Chris Jones left. But that will be my matchup to watch, the right tackle position for the Eagles.
All right, Doc, you've been kind enough to be with us all season, through the regular season, through the postseason, all the way up to Super Bowl 57. I have never asked you this all season long. Okay. But since we are at Super Bowl 57, and I notice you've got your red on, your Sports Injury Central get up. I don't know if it's because you like the Chiefs in this one, you like the Eagles. Do you have a thought on maybe who will win this game?
Well, I always say the ball's not round, right? And, it's a funny bounce. Look, the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl in Minnesota, I had some friends on the team. I rooted for them. My heart is more for the Red Kansas City Chiefs because my son is coming to his first Super Bowl.
Awesome.
And he really wants – look, what 10-year-old isn't a big fan of Patrick Mahomes? He really wants the Chiefs to win, so I want to make my son happy. So I'll lean with my heart there.
Well, let me just say this. On behalf of everyone at betPARX, we want to thank Dr. David Chao for his amazing insight and his analysis, and really a lot of his predictions in terms of who was going to be up and available throughout the course of the regular season. No one better than our very own Dr. David Chao right here at betPARX.
I've appreciated the year, Rich.
You're the best, brother. Thank you. Bye.